Hello there, good to see you. Hope you've had a good weekend. We certainly did. Have to say, some people were, let's just say, questions have been asked that when we had a day in our family when we were focusing on Jackie, my wife, on her birthday. Why was it that the present that she gave to me was the thing that was referred to yesterday? Why was there no reference to the presents that we as a family gave to her? So we respond. We answer the questions that are put to us, or at the very least, we try to. So sit back, get ready. This is what we gave. Generous to a fault, or what? Basically, over the last, well, since we've been married, basically, we've had one of these kind of video cameras which we bring out at, at the moment it seems like Christmas is the only time it happens, but it was certainly Christmas, it was certainly holidays as well, and there were times when it was like individual birthdays and things. And so there was the required birthday presents, like the Bruins annual. It should have been given at Christmas, but I bought it and I couldn't find it once I went to wrap it. So she got the Bruins annual, and she got the birthday card. But what we had tried to do, we had all these we kind of miniature video cassettes, the ones that you would normally have with the kind of video camera, and we had quite a few. I think we had about 35 of these cassettes, filming various things over the years. And the thing is, now we don't even have a video recorder, so there was no way to actually play them, and as a consequence, they were just a whole bunch of cassettes in a box in the loft. Well, as you know, the garage, the loft, everything in this man's is pristine. Everything's been cleared out, and as a consequence, well, I mean, it was a while. It had been a few months because the guy needed time to transfer them. There's this Glasgow kind of undercover market, which one of the guys has basically got a stall selling old videos, but he will transfer to digital to one of these. He'll take all the videos and convert them to a digital format. So we've got a banana box full of videos, and we've got this, and they're both the same. And so yesterday was actually quite, I knew it would be like this. It was a point where there was lots of tears. You know how, if you're a parent, you might recognise this. You do your best, but there are things you get wrong, and there are things that you wish you had done differently, or responded differently, or gone about it in a different way. And plus, in addition to that, there was a whole lot of people who are in the video who are now no longer alive. And so it was actually quite, there was other points where, you know, it was just very melancholy. It was very sad. And so there was tears on that front. And then there was Ross choosing to dance at one particular birthday party, which Strictly Come Dancing has lost a major facet to its scheduling, with him not continuing that obvious ability. It was just, plus there was a fight. There was a fight between Joshua and Hannah, where Hannah started it because she was grumpy, and she pushed Joshua, and Joshua's always the mischievous one in all the children's videos. And it was like it was a state of shock that he was in because his wee sister had pushed him. And so he then pushed her very delicately back, which calibrated shoves do not normally get served up by Joshua. It was, in other words, it was actually quite a tough afternoon because there was lots of tears, lots of laughter leading to tears, but also quite sad points as well. And the thing that struck me as we were going through the afternoon was there's a bit. This is Luke chapter 2 verse 19, and she has just given birth, and the shepherds have arrived and been in awe, and then they went off praising God. And then towards the end it says, Mary treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. I think you can take pointers from people in Scripture. I don't think you necessarily that they're not. I don't think they're presented for us to copy in every situation. It's just this sense of pondering and reflecting. When you've got some video support and some images from 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, all these things that you would confess, forgotten about, come back to mind. And there's also people that you realise it's just one of those things where you do exactly what that verse says. You treasure these things in your heart, and then you ponder them and you reflect on them. And nowadays, with the technology that we have, when you look back 25 years, not with just a photo album, which you could do it with as well, but with videos that were taken there at the time, and you see these people running about who are now like in their 20s and shaving and, being young adults, and you remember them when they were born, let alone when they were running about in nappies. And it's the way things turn out, and the way things, sometimes there's regret that you wish things had turned out differently, and sometimes you just laugh because somebody chooses to dance. I don't know. I realise we're so far into this lockdown, it becomes more and more difficult to say something that's original, but equally to say something that's pertinent and real and authentic. I just know that what happened yesterday, what happened on Sunday afternoon, was the fact that we took things that were clearly treasured in our hearts, Jackie and myself, and we saw over the years the way in which God has been with us, and the way God has sustained us, and the way God has been with our children as well. And I took immense strength from it, and immense encouragement. There have been times that have been really, really tough, but you see God at work in your life, and you certainly see it when you turn around and they're standing there beside you, having seen them running about 20 years previously in the video. You recognise it's not it is to some extent an attitude of mind, but it's that sense of doing what Mary does when you ponder things in your heart and reflect on where you've been, where you are. God is to be trusted into the future because you can see He's been worthy of your trust in the past, and you can see how things have played out, which is precisely not to say everything was wonderful. Life was just great. There were no problems, no tears, and there were no potholes along this particular road. There was really tough stuff. And God stayed with us. And I can't look into your life and give you the videos of your past and your children and your family or whatever. I just know as I reflect on just a few of the videos, we didn't even look at all of them. We didn't have time to look at all of them. Sunday afternoon was just a really positive time. It was quite emotionally charged. It was quite, it was a roller coaster of emotions, but it was just immense fun. But it really was exactly how I interpret Mary's comments about pondering the things in your heart. She treasured them in her heart. What is it that you have to bring to mind, the treasures in your heart, to recognize God has been with you? God has seen you through difficulties. God will be with you and is with you just now. Which is not to say there will be no problems. Quite the reverse. It's just that God goes with you. In the big stuff and in the small stuff that turns out to be not quite so small after all. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you had a good Monday. And I hope you go with God, because I know God goes with you. Bye-bye.